Hello, welcome to Kirsty in the Garden. I wanted to pop on today and do a little update on Suzanne Morphew, because the last video that I did, I said like this is the end, thinking that she'd probably be found, and I really did think she was going to be found, but I also knew that there'd be a stop in something, and there really was. So we're going to have a little look into that. I want to thank everyone that's emailed me, and keep emailing me, and if I haven't responded, I'm really sorry. I've just been so busy getting my back sorted out. Turns out I am having surgery. Thanks, truck. I am having surgery on my spine, a laminectomy. I'm a Leo, it happens. And I've been busy with appointments, so I do apologise, and I will write back. And once this problem's fixed, I can start writing again and typing properly. I swear I'm in the rainforest and trucks don't drive by until I make a video. So yeah, when my hand's better and I can type, I can't write and I can't type, so usually I'd sit there and write a real lengthy reply, and lately I've just been like acknowledging that you're writing but not giving you that reply, and I apologise because I always do and I will. So yeah, just to let you know that that's going on, but that'll be fixed up soon, thank goodness. Anyway, so we're going to look into Suzanne after seeing, I don't know if you watch her, but I'm sure most of you would, Plunders pull down all of her Suzanne Morphew videos and then put them back up, and then had a new video. I'll put them in the description, these videos and everything that I'm going to talk about and show you. And then with what is actually going on, because everything came to a halt, but it didn't, it did for us, that's all. Astrologically, it makes perfect sense because Saturn stationed to go direct, and then Pluto stationed to go direct as well, so everything comes to a halt, well, to the public, but the police are still doing their thing. So, but other things have happened. Adventures with Purpose, which is other YouTubers who are a search and rescue team, are actually coming in, I do believe. I'm going to double check that they definitely are, but the last time I read, they're coming in to look for Suzanne. So I'll put a little video link or something up there and in the description box for them too. So there's a couple of little things that have gone on. I'm just going to talk about them. I will reference astrology every now and then, but we're not going to look at charts. We're just going to see what's happening. So let's have a look. Now this is the Adventures with Purpose YouTube page. These guys find and recover vehicles mostly, and things from water. So there's so many videos here to have a look at. It's extremely interesting. They're going to come and search for Suzanne, and apparently, by all accounts, from here is the Twitter post. They are coming to Colorado to search for Suzanne, but they need tips on where to search and somebody to take the lead. So there's a YouTube link there, and look down below because you'll see the link as well to the video where they talk about it. So I've got a couple of places, of course, where I think I'd search, and I'm gonna pop those up. I saw a picture of this, and you know, for the life of me I can't remember which video, but I feel so sure that Dark Rose, if you don't watch her, please watch her, she's so lovely. Dark Rose, that's her channel, mentioned something about horses, and these horses on this thing here That's on their property next to the river there. And the fact that the guys from Adventure with Purpose are going to most likely head into the river, I don't know, there's something about this, and I just wanted to show that for the mediums, for all you guys. I know you guys watch. If this is something that's popped up, I just can't stop thinking about the fact that there's the horses here. And I know that someone, if not a couple of people, have mentioned something about horses. That's just intuition, really. You know, I've said from the start that I feel, for some reason, I feel like she's very close to home. If you watch It's a Crime with Linda, which you should, she's so good. She's done theories, and the triangle theory, which is basically a theory that Suzanne is on their property or just outside of it, is very interesting to me. There are lines on the map that do go out to his other houses, their other place, where he was landscaping. So I feel as though there's evidence and things all over the place. I mean, we know there's Denver, somehow involved in this, and then the bobcat and parts of the bobcat and areas of landscaping, but it's hard to figure out exactly what's going on now. So there's an area down there, everyone's been focused on the mountains, and like Linda said in It's a Crime, Barry Morphew himself has been pushing people to focus on the mountains to the north of where she was, basically, and not go to the south. And he's quite insistent that the triangle, or his area of land, which I'll show you where it is okay and doesn't need to be looked at. Fair enough, but that doesn't matter. It still needs to be looked at. So anyway, let's have a little look further. So I'm looking at the water, because all of the areas where searches need to happen really are in the Arkansas River. So here we've got the Colorado Parks and Wildlife and some information about the river. Oops. So it appears as though there's rapids in some places, and then other places it's shallow. It looks like one of those rivers that, try and get this picture back, if you were here you'd go flying down there, but if you stand here it's shallow. So I'm going to look at the depth of this river as well. We should be able to find that somewhere, but at the moment it's not high water anywhere. It talks about how boaters can find anything from roaring class 4 and 5 rapids to milder class 1 and 2 sections, which is ideal for beginner and family trip. The upper Arkansas River is the most popular whitewater boating river in the United States. It seems that the area where they are is the sort of fishing area. On any spring or summer's day, hundreds of private and commercial rafters and kayakers will challenge the churning rapids or glide through the calmer sections of the Arkansas River. 322 miles of trout water, fishing, blah blah blah. Let's have a look at the depth of this river. Okay, now I am no water expert, but the depth of water ranges from about 5 to 30 feet. I thought it would be like that. Ground surface along much of the lower Arkansas River and its tributaries, blah blah blah, range from 5 to 58 feet. Okay, so here we have the counties. So Chaffee County and at Salida, and then Chaffee County between Buena Vista and Salida are these lines here. This was ages ago, but we've got 40 feet and 55 feet it can go down to. It seems like it can go at least 40 feet at some point. So when I googled it just like this, the Arkansas River generally is known to vary from 27 foot to half a foot. After a big search on Google, getting closer to what this area is, the Arkansas River around Salida. It's one of the most popular rafting rivers in the world, in fact, cascading through Chaffee County, carving its way through granite canyons of Chaffee Lake and Fremont counties. It's actually a beautiful area. One of the reasons for the popularity of it is because it flows through areas easily accessible by road. Adventures with Purpose can easily make access to any part of this by road. Behind the Morphew home, it's very rocky and just, I imagine, probably shallow with deep areas where the rocks are, like into basins maybe. So I think that area back there would be possible to search pretty easily. Now if we go over to the map of the area that needs to be searched, I believe one of the areas, this is the river here, and then the Arkansas Headwaters Recreation Area is right there. So that's this one, the recreation, the headquarters. So it gives us an idea of, when we go to that area, that place, what's going on here. So there's canyons, and then Salida's nice for hot springs, and then it goes on round and etc. As far as I can see, anybody can go in this river, because you can just go in there and do what you like. Now it's at its highest in June, so it's not at its highest, so it's flatter and probably easier, and probably not, I don't know, there could be like harsh rapids, but I doubt it from what I can see. We can see that it's like between 5 and 30 feet in areas, but when we look in this area here, you can see that it's, you know, maybe there's a deep area here, you know, maybe there's a couple of deep areas. Let's have a look at what it's like from the street. So we can't see it here, but if we go up the street a little bit to this bit here, you can see, I think that's probably quite deep there, personally. Like I said, I'm no expert. Oh, up here we go. So there's this crossing here. See, we've got some rapids there, and then just this stony area. So you know, there's going to be lots of rocks, and then I just imagine that it's going to be the same as one of the videos that I watched with Adventures with Purpose, when they went into this river that was really shallow and then dropped down to like 15 to 25 feet. This is the area through here. We'll get back to that view. So as far as I can see, people go over this side. So, you know, you could, as it said on the website, there's easy access via road to all different points. This is where I'd be going if I had the equipment. Let's go back there. There's no houses. This is just the edge of the road. Unless a house has been built, private property. Okay, so this is private property here. Is there any other private property signs on this side? Probably not. Maybe. But as far as I can see, this area here looks pretty good. If I was going to pull up somewhere to start to have a look in the water and then go along there and the edge, just because you want to have a little look, I'd be pulling up here. You know, I may get in trouble because maybe it is private land, but if that's not possible, then I would park myself over the other side here. But obviously it needs to be down in this area, I think. So that's Adventures with Purpose. When they go, I so hope that they go to that area and the area behind the Morphew home. So here is the other area. There's the 225, Route 50, the house down here, and then the river running through it. So we've got some photos over here, how people go there and go rafting. That's deep. I imagine that that is really deep. And there's those big boulders. So behind this house here, and there's the river. It's so thin. It's barely anything. It's just a creek, it looks like. Can't go any closer. Now, the triangle that Barry Morphew's talking about is his land. Well, I think he's talking about this whole area down the 225 and then down the back road and behind and where his house is, because his land is an odd shape. It's like goes around and then up, and there's like 11 acres, I do believe. So it's just very thin creeks here. So, you know, personally I would be in this spot here. The Adventures with Purpose videos, they're looking for Abigail Bellows, who went swimming in the middle fork of the Willamette River in Springfield, Oregon. Now, I'm just going to play it a bit, but with no sound. This is what the river reminds me of. So I'll just get into it over here. Now, this one is huge. Obviously, it's not the same. But if you have a watch of it, you can see, like, here he is spinning. They do tests on what happens when people are in water. For this particular case, the lady went swimming and went down under and never came back up. So, see, the water is very different in different areas. So, I'll just get it like here. So, it's shallow and you can go fishing and just swim just in here. And then you go over down here and it's about 25 foot down. And we can see he's under the water. Same sort of thing, like a real very rocky. I think that the Arkansas River is going to be like that along the edges, really rocky. But they have equipment, they can look and see what's down there. So yeah, this just seems to me to be a similar type of river, where there's parts of it that are shallow, other parts that are rapids, and there's certainly a system to the river. Now, of course, Adventures with Purpose are going to know all of that. I just hope that me adding a little bit of my knowledge that I looked at, you know, how deep it is and etc., and where it is, may assist in some way, because they're looking for help. Now, I don't know if they would ever watch this, but you never know, we could share it around. So these guys are great. They're going to come and look for Suzanne by all accounts. I can't see any laws that would stop them from going into the Arkansas River. Now, anybody can go in it. Of course, if they found something, they wouldn't touch it, and they don't. If we look at their page, they've found so many things and people. This is the one that's so sad. 8-month-old missing person Nicholas Allen. They found him in his vehicle. He'd committed suicide. but they found him in his vehicle within an hour and a half, and the police had done nothing for over 8 months. And then the police were trying to not allow this to happen, for the car to get pulled up. Anyway, you have to watch it. It's unbelievably sad. That's Nicholas's parents. They're there with him. YouTubers are finding people quicker than the police, and that's weird and concerning to me. But anyway, so that's Adventures with Purpose. Please have a look at their page and subscribe. I have, and watch their videos. It's awesome. So I really think, you know, if they can get themselves into this area, that would be fantastic. Another thing, Plunder, and I'm going to plug her, put her link down there. Please have a look at all of her stuff. She keeps up with everything, and her research is impeccable. I'm not going to put it on here because that's her video, but she has figured out that Barry Morphew had his vehicle fixed. He had the tyre fixed 5 days after Suzanne was reported missing, on the 15th of May. Now, there's something about this. She's really quite sure, and I understand what she's talking about, that he's now, I believe, got a new car. It's very quick to get a repair done, unless he was out searching so hard that he blew the tyre, but I don't know if that could have happened. Please have a look at this video. I'll put the link down below for Plunder, and yeah, subscribe to Plunder. She's very good. So what's going on with the truck? Why did he get the tyre fixed? What happened to it? That's interesting. The police probably know. They would follow up that stuff. So, you know, we can't say that they don't, and that this isn't, anything's not happening. We're just not privy to it. I believe that it got too public and they had to pull back with it. Everyone was so invested in it that I think sometimes it just has to come to a halt, because it has to, because things are getting too intense. I mean, it really felt as though, you know, Barry may do something, because it was all closing in on him, and we don't know what's going on. We can say that he did it until we're blue in the face and he's not cooperating, and there's lots of things that don't match, but we don't know truly what's going on behind the scenes. So all we can do is speculate, but I'm really excited that Adventures with Purpose are going to look in the water. I really hope that they have no hold-ups and that there's no problem. I'm curious about the truck here. I'm curious about the bobcat as well. There's a fair bit of interesting info about the bobcat. It's a Crime with Linda. Like I said, she goes through all the theories, including the mountain lion. So the two cats, the bobcat and the other cat, and the theory that he was basically just making everybody try to look north instead of going south, which is really true. He did. I'm not going to put any astrology in that, because the area that's being searched is the ruler of the chart. It is Suzanne's ruler, Venus, at 13 degrees of Gemini, I do believe from memory, is that area here. Exactly. Well, it encompassed, you know, a little bit more, but and I have no doubt that they're going to have a look all up and down this area, or wherever they can. Okay guys, I hope you got something interesting out of that, and I pray that they find Suzanne really soon. Okay, take care. Bye bye.